Welcome to Discovering. I'm in historic Calumet for the Great Deer Chase Bike Race.
There'll be people from, as far away as Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, most years.
Then we'll head downtown for a look at the 17th annual Pasty Fest. Stick around, that's all tonight, right here on Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
Many years ago, I needed some tools to help maintain these trails, and so if I want to buy tools, I need money, so we decided to have a bike race. There could be anywhere from 125 to 140. We don't have a huge field, but we do have a very enthusiastic field. There's only 73 racers that first year. We did manual timing and all that stuff. And the courses were 9 miles and 16 miles that first year. We didn't have as much single track to use that we have now, where we have a 27.5 mile race and a 15 mile and a 10 mile, and none of them have to use the same part of the course twice.
The 40-yard kids race, just around the circle here, a 2-mile kids race that's generally kids 10 and under, and then a 4-mile that would have a little bit older children. My 8-year-old just did it. She had a ton of fun. There were 2 girls racing in the woods and being friendly with each other too. So it was nice to see. There's also a 10-mile race, which is mostly middle school or fast younger people and some adults. And then there is a 15 and a 30. And the 30-mile race is pretty challenging. The winning time will be around 2 hours. There'll be people out there for 3.5 hours. There'll be people from as far away as Minnesota, Detroit, Chicago, most years.
We've had amazing local support from a lot of the businesses in town. So Calumet Electronics is the main sponsor for this race, and they have been supporting this for a few years themselves. And following them, a lot of just the local small businesses realized that this is a family fun event and coordinates well with our Pasty Fest, and has been a wonderful, really accepted by the community as far as supporting the racers, supporting the race itself, supporting our trail systems and maintaining our trails. We have dozens of volunteers here today who have given us their time in both coordinating the race and making sure that everything runs on track, and also just maintaining the trails and brushing them before the race even starts. There's been a lot of activities on the trails this week, so we really appreciate all of our volunteers that have been helping us, all of our sponsors. It just makes the day go so much easier for us.
The trails here are mostly rolling terrain with roots, rocks, tons and tons of turns. It's a relatively slow mountain bike trail for modern trails with a lot of like charm to it in that it is challenging without having to be dangerous. We have close to 30 miles of single track. That's a little bit different than the other single track in the area here. We don't have quite as much terrain as Copper Harbor. It's focused on being more family friendly, and that's a big part of what this mountain bike race is. It's got something for everybody from expert mountain bike racers, down to a 40 yards kid race right around the circle here. And that's really where what we're about here is growing the sport through all ages and having opportunities for all groups of people to enjoy the trails. Recently, we've been working on making the trails that are closest to the trailhead more accessible while also building more difficult trail further down the trail system. So it has a more logical feel for that, and that there's a good way for the whole family to come and have fun. We've been buying new equipment to modernize the trails, and this is the major fundraiser that we have for buying trail equipment. So we recently purchased a mini excavator that we can use to build more modern flow trail and some stuff with jumps and more flow to it.
The name of the race came from the typical mountain bike story, I was just riding along. And we were doing that, and I saw a flash of brown and white in my peripheral vision, and I heard somebody crash behind me, and it was Dr. Steve Weber. And apparently this little deer got frightened when I went by, and he ran right into Steve's front tire and flipped him right over. And so we called him Bambo, and we have this deer chase in commemoration of chasing down Bambo for such a brutal assault on Dr. Weber.
So in the future, my husband and I will be sort of coordinating the race efforts because we really care about the trail system here, and we live nearby, and we are excited to continue this race year on and year out because we feel like it's important for families to just enjoy this area and see our great trails. There is a committee on that runs the Swedetown Trails area. It's the Swedetown Trails Club themselves, and they're good supporters of this race as well. They also support the trails with a ski race in the winter. So this is our summer event, and the ski race is our winter event. And my husband and I will be coordinating the summer mountain bike race here from now until, who knows, we'll be here for a while, so we're excited.
It was really fun. The rain wasn't super fun. I got super muddy, but overall it was really fun. I got to ride with my friend Cadence, and I really liked it. I'm gonna do it until all the way through high school, probably. We have tons of kids who came from 906 to race today. I got second overall for females in the 15 mile.
It's always on the same weekend as the Pasty Fest, which allows us to have a party to go to afterwards, and we try to get, the awards are down there at Cross Country Sports, which is one of our major sponsors. And that way everybody gets downtown and gets to see Calumet as well, and mix with the whole community.
So it's our 17th annual Pasty Fest this year, and as you can see, our event is growing substantially. We have 5 pasty vendors this year that are vending in the parking lot, and we have a 6th one, Calumet Coffee Works. They're vending out of their shop this year. The 5 that are in the parking lot are involved with the Pasty Bake Off. So there's Mohawk Superette, Sumi Restaurant, Krupp's Mini Mart, Slim's Restaurant, and the Matador. And they're all involved in the Pasty Bake Off, meaning each vendor has made 100 mini pasties, so 4-ounce pasties. And we, at Main Street, package them up and then we make a kit. And each pasty has a particular colored toothpick assigned to that vendor. And when you buy your pasty kit for $20, there's 100 of them, we're actually picking the winner. So you eat your pasty and you like the blue toothpick, you bring it back to that tent and we tally up those votes, and that's how we determine who the best pasty winner is for the year. So that's going on. We have our pasty eating contest at 3 o'clock today. That'll be on the stage over by Copper World. That's limited to 6 people, and it's basically eat as many pasties as you possibly can in 5 minutes. That's always a fun event that draws a crowd. We have music at every intersection, so Oak, Portland, Scott Street from 12 to 2 and then 2 to 4. And also at 2 to 4 there'll be more music up in the 400 block. So there is a flea market going on in the 400 block that's sponsored by the Red Jacket General Store. So basically anyone can bring anything that they want to sell. They're set up in the street, and we were anticipating anything from car parts to Tupperware to antiques, and that's happening. Also in the 400 block is the Rutabaga Curling. That's a new event for this year. So there was a kids Rutabaga Curling that was kind of open to whomever. And then there was the adult Rutabaga Curling that featured the pro curlers versus our mascot, Cousin Jack, and all of his vegetable friends. So they were facing off against each other. We have about, let's see, I chalked off 29 spaces for vendors this morning, and they're lined up just north of the car show. There's anything there from wood carvings to leather goods to soaps to Tupperware, anything you can imagine. And then there's also the farmers market. That is from they're in their normal location from 10 to 2. They're over located between Shudy's Bar and the Calumet Theater. And there's a good 20 to 30 vendors there as well. We have our parade that'll be starting at 2. Lineup for that parade will be over on Main Street, and it'll proceed on to 6th Street Extension and head north on 6th Street towards the Calumet Opera House, the Calumet Theater. We're thinking there's about 10 or 12 floats that are going to participate this year. And we also have on 5th Street our car show going on. We have a great variety of prizes and voting. So we have People's Choice voting and car owner's choice. And so that any person in the public can go ahead and vote, and then each car owner has a say on their favorite car, and lots of good prizes for the car show this year. There is a giant foam machine that kids and adults love. I mean, it's blowing big bubbles. It's a giant foam machine. It's fun. There is a lot of people this year. I think there was a lot of more publicity this year for this event. There is a lot of locals, but there is a lot of people that come from out of town. Pretty much everyone that how did you learn about Pasty Fest? Where did you come from? And a lot of it was social media this year on Facebook. But a lot of people from downstate, Wisconsin, all over have been starting to come for Pasty Fest.
The aim of this horrible game is to eat as many pasties as you can in time to 5 minutes. So we're going to mark them up on the board here. Alright, we're going to be starting here. 2, 1, go, go, go! You can do it, guys! Don't let those first few carb-laden bites defeat you. You guys have all been eating a pasty all day, and now they're eating them as fast as possible. Just think of how long it took all y'all to eat one at the picnic table earlier. Right about now, they're questioning all their life choices. You need to make some noise for these people. They are questioning their life. Sean Tudela making a run for it to beat the London Underground, the origin story of pasties themselves. That silky crust, get it down. 30 seconds left, someone has got to get it done. Let's watch closely. 20 seconds left, don't stop. Push through. This is the most important thing you will ever do. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Pasty's down. In front of you, whoever can finish on the 4-way tie, what remains in front of you will win.
Well, that's one bite for me.
All right, as fast as you can finish your last bits of pasty in front of you. 3, 2, 1, go! Whoever's got the last bits in their mouth. Alright, by judges' consensus, we have Sean Tudela, the reigning champion. 30 pasties in 5 and change.
Well, that's it for this week. Be sure to check out 906outdoors.com, where you'll find the 906 Fishing Report, TV6 weather, shopping, and more. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next week, right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.